Ooh, y'all. So, before I even get started, Grand Rising, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you click on this video is the right time for you, and I thank you in advance for your viewership and support. So, to all my proud members of the Rabbit Hole University, we are on our ninth stop, our ninth installment of Life After Puffy. In this tarot reading, in this episode, we will be doing a dive into none other than Lou Taylor, who I affectionately call Lucifer Taylor. Just me, no one else. This woman's name keeps popping up in some very, very interesting places. If you are a Britney fan, and you're aware of the conservatorship and the legal fight that Britney had to go through, then you are very well aware of who Lou Taylor is. Um, Lou actually is short for Louise. So Louise Taylor, whose company started out of Nashville and also has a office in California, has been a major factor in entertainment management. She's popped up this year in conversations with Cardi B. She is the current management for Sean Puffy Combs, Brother Love, Diddy, Diddy Bop, the Diddler, whatever you want to call him as of recently. Um, she also was a driving force behind the management with the Kardashian brand. So, this lady's name has popped up in some very, very intriguing places. If I'm not mistaken, please comment down below and let me know if she was around Justin Bieber as well. I know Scooter Braun was around Justin Bieber, but I'm not sure about Lou Taylor. But when you put both of those names together, Scooter Braun and Lou Taylor, they have literally been going around the industry somehow, some way, attaching themselves to these high profile people. And then the next thing you know, these people end up having money issues. Now, I mean, hey, two things can be true at the same time. That maybe she comes in and catches people down on their luck and helps them rebuild, or she's possibly allegedly sent in at very pivotal times when people are down in the dumps and desperate, and all they have is their name, their fame, or their reputation. So I felt like I had to give that backstory for those of you who may not have any idea who Lou Taylor is and why she's relevant to Life After Puffy. But I had to give you that, rundown so that you can be caught up. She is currently his management. Now, I'm going to close out on this and get started with the reading. When they did the raid on Puffy's home in Miami, okay, the address of the home appears to be owned by Sean Puffy Combs, but come to find out, it's actually owned by a holding company that is named the same as the address of the home, okay? And on the paperwork for that holding company is, I want to say, no more than three names. One of those names is Lou Taylor. So why would Lou Taylor's name be on Puffy's home? if he owned the home. And if you go back with her and the Kardashians, there was a situation with real estate and money as well. So now that I've gotten that out the way, somebody please timestamp this for the 5 minute and 20-second mark. And thank you for your patience. I know there's a lot of people who may not know who Lou possibly is, so I had to give you a little backstory. Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, tap me into the energy around Lou Taylor. What is life going to be like for Lou Taylor after Puffy? Life after Puffy for Lou Taylor. Alrighty, so first card out is Seven of Swords. Baby, when I say that if any card could say the devil is in the details, Seven of Swords would be it. This is the backdoor card. This is the underlay for the overplay card. As you could see in that picture, everything was moving so fast around this person, but somehow, some way, it's like a sleight, a trick of the eye, okay? Interesting card to come out for Lou, first one out. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. So that combination alone sets the tone for where this reading is about to go. Anytime you get the Hierophant in an industry reading, it's going to tell you two things. Either the powers that be or high-level law enforcement. If you have the powers that be, you got your hands attached to that, okay? So she's a high-level hired hand, allegedly, okay? This reading is for entertainment purposes. All things said are alleged, and for shits and giggles. Okay, now let's go forward. This card represents the powers that be. And as you can see, this is a temple, which represents sanctuary. So, when you see the lights on in this temple, the doors are open. That represents, going into illumination, right? But if you pay close attention, is this a chapel or is this a high-end, high-level mausoleum? Okay? Either way, this woman has been cleared from the very, very, very top. So she's definitely not your average manager by far. So we've got the Tower here. We got the Tower here. And notice this tower represents a home. People are outside of this home with these, these torches. Okay, they're torching the home due to the secrets in the home, because you got a moon over this house. Okay? Anytime you see a full moon, that represents big secrets. Okay? So we just talked about how that house in Miami is under a holding company that is attached to Lou Taylor. Okay? So to see that come out right next to the Seven of Swords, very sneaky, underhanded type energy attached to a tower that is attached to a house. So yeah, this is looking like law enforcement is going to start, triangulating in on her and her ownership of this home and her knowledge of what was transpiring in this home. Four of Cups. Yeah, this is an unrequited offer, because look at this. This person broke into the blood bank and found out there was a shortage. So being that, you've got this crescent moon out the window. The crescent moon means that this is just the beginning of the process, okay? Because this moon is going to go through several more phases to get back to full illumination. So this is the beginning of the process. And to know that this is the beginning of the process, it's like everything goes down from here. So we've got the Nine of Wands here, which is the wounded warrior. And the artwork on this card is absolutely stunning. It's amazing. Now this woman has unks, okay? And she's used these unks to barricade this door while holding an unk. That in itself is so telling. For those of you who don't know about the ankh and what it represents and what it means, it's a fertility symbol. The top of the ankh represents the woman's uterus, her womb. The bottom represents the phallic symbol attached to men. And when those two come together and fuse together as one, they become the ankh. So why would this person take this image of fertility and use it to barricade the door shut so no one can come in, while holding an ankh in their hand? And it's like she knows that somebody's coming. She may have been warned about what was coming to this house, because remember I said in that last card, she knew that it was just the beginning. Everything had not been fully exposed yet, but it was on its way. So this shows me that she's a very pivotal figure in what it takes to possibly smooth things over so that you don't see what's going on in these houses. And she allegedly could be very fully aware of what is done, who's doing what. And this is how she knows how to maneuver and possibly cover these things. But even though she may have been warned, she may have been tipped off, Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Baby, this came out of nowhere. When that house got raided, when all three of the homes were raided, no one expected it to happen when it did and where it did. It shook everything up. So they may have been warned in enough time to start to transfer things, but they weren't able to transfer everything, allegedly. Yeah. And that's where this unrequited offer comes from, in this betrayal. Okay? Because this feels like there's something in particular that the authorities are looking for. And even though they got a lot, there's a jackpot. There's a certain item. There's a certain it's a certain piece of evidence, rather. Something very particular, something very peculiar that they were looking for and they didn't find, and they feel betrayed. Okay, so interesting. They feel betrayed because they don't know how they knew to remove certain items or why certain items weren't there. Yeah, this is about to go. This is about to go in a real messed up place. I'm gonna try to watch my language so I don't mess up my monetizement. But yeah. Now I've mentioned this before when I've used this deck in another reading. I want to say I think it was in this series as well. remember this card here with the girl in the white who's pure, okay? And this rogue type guy with the rose. So we all know the whole trope about bad boys just seem more dangerous. They seem more fun. They, are just a great time. Well, an old school street term for ladies of the night is a rose and a strawberry. Okay? It's like he's offering her the opportunity to sacrifice her pureness for what seems like an opportunity for fun. But what she doesn't understand is the actual opportunity that he's offering her is to become a rose. I hope y'all followed me with that. Okay? So it feels like, there may have been a call from the florist that they needed to gather up all the flowers, especially the roses, and deliver them to the next destination. Even though they did not expect the raid still caught everybody by surprise. People literally were caught with their pants down, had to get dressed, all of that. I still feel the strong feeling that what the feds and Homeland Security were looking for, they literally just missed it. They're saying no more, no less than 2 to 3 days. They just missed it. Wow. Give me a second. Card flew on the floor. Yeah, so unrequited offer for law enforcement and these people who are at the top. This brought too much attention to certain things. Okay? This brought way too much attention to certain things. Page of Cups. This Page of Cups, even in itself, is interesting. Okay? Because, like I said, remember, it's just the beginning. It's like peeling the layers back of an onion to find more and more and more and more layers to this situation. So when you see this crescent moon behind this woman, and she appears to be doing something to where she's doing either some type of chemistry or alchemy, okay? It's literally like people don't understand the depravity of this situation is so much worse than what's been announced. I'm channeling a vision of children. Lots and lots of children in what appears to be a dark tunnel, and they're being made to move along through this tunnel. Um, these children are walking through the tunnels, but the tunnels are, they don't, if it's like if you don't know where you're going to be lost. There's nothing that can tell you what direction to go in. You just have to know where you're going. That's the way the tunnels feel to me. You could make a wrong turn in a tunnel and end up somewhere so far out the way, away from where you were going, and no one would ever find you because they're that intricate. and whoever you end up with could be that much worse, because it's like a pipeline of people that that are connected to these tunnels, whether it's homes. Oh shoot, they just, yeah, they said whether it's homes or what appears to be like military bases, abandoned hospitals, like places that have tunnels connected to them. You would never know where you were going unless you absolutely knew the tunnels. These children don't, some of these children don't look like they've ever been down here before. They look very, very scared. I don't know why. Oh my gosh, because I'm not seeing who's leading the children, but it's so many of them. It's so many of them. Looks like hundreds to thousands. Yeah, they're talking about how the air is thin. I don't know how far down you have to be for the air to be thin, but they said that in this area, the air is thin. So, you can't afford to get upset and hyperventilate or things like that. The air is thin. And here's this woman. Like I said, whoever this is, this woman who's doing this alchemy, and she comes off to be an artist, because I see what looks like, the I don't know what the thing is called, where painters, swatch their paint on their hand. Okay, so this lady is operating under the illusion of being a creative, being an artist, but she's here doing alchemy. So, her, whatever it is that she's supposed to do is not what she really does. Oh, bottom of the deck. Death. Okay. Death is a transition card. And it also is, a card where something has to end for something new to begin. Okay. Um, we got the Knight of Pentacles. These raids really, really slowed down action around Lou's business and Puffy's business. It stalled things out. Yeah, it stalled things out as soon as these messages came forward. The Knight of Swords. So now everybody's on like guard. They're on, alert. They're at full attention because they don't know what's going to come out from day to day in the industry. And here it is, King of Swords. King of Swords represents law enforcement. So when you see that you have this snake here, which represents like knowledge, the serpent is one of the most knowledgeable of all of the spiritual animals, okay? And this serpent is sitting in position behind this king, who's holding a skull that obviously has been to battle, okay? And you've got a full moon over his head, surrounded by stars. The secrets of the stars are going to be revealed through the spiritual knowledge from this serpent that is going to be placed into law enforcement. Okay, I want you to understand, law enforcement itself is a fraternal order. So this is letting me know that there's someone that is very prominent, someone that is, one of those people that you don't see, that is aligning this, because it's like, listen, we have to keep a certain order here. We're going to help you, but you got to help us. So y'all, this is going to be a very interesting unholy alliance. I can tell you that right now, because Somebody's going to protect the order. If you've been watching this series, then you've heard that term. Okay, somebody's going to protect the order. And as they protect the order, hey, who do we need? Who don't we need? Let's start going down a list. Who's expendable? Who can we get rid of? Who's still making us money? Who's not? Y'all, listen. I literally just caught chills. So allegedly, okay, we're gonna blame this on, the little leprechauns and squirrels that run around in my backyard. No facts, no facts, okay? Fake news. Allegedly, what I'm getting is that the industry, the real leaders of the industry, the people you don't see, the people who actually make the decisions about who's going to be famous, what's going to trend, those people, okay? That silent minority that rules the majority. They are talking to this fraternal order, better known as law enforcement, and they're playing a bartering game. Okay? We'll give you something, you give us something. Okay, well, let us go through our list. Let's look at everybody's current and past sales. Let's look at, who we can still squeeze a couple of favors out of. Let's look at, whose career pretty much has already been dead. What are their numbers? Okay, how about we gather some information, take down a couple of our own people, and when we ruin them before people, because we created them, we'll pepper the news and social media with stories about them so that when you come for them, people will be prepared for them to go down. So this is all orchestrated. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. They have picked and chosen the sacrificial lambs that are going to go down while things are restructured to protect the order. Yeah, what? It's all a song and dance. Don't underestimate the fact that the hand of God is in this. But it's a collaborative effort. Those who serve the most low, they know that in this time, they're not as in control as they used to be. And to maintain control, to play chess, not checkers, they're going to take out the trash and put it on the curb and let law enforcement be, in the position of waste management to come and pick them up. It's the as you sow, so shall you reap. These are the seeds that they've sown, coming back to feed them a bitter harvest. This is crazy. How's Lou tied into this? Yeah. Oh, here comes a siren. That's the fire department. And remember, I said the tower starts here with the villagers, the citizens coming with their torches, their tiki torches, to burn the house down, literally and metaphorically. They want to eliminate the house that created this energy. The public wants answers, right? So we've got the Four of Swords here, the King of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Now, I just asked y'all, I literally just asked, what does Lou Taylor have to do with this? Four of Swords is to either bring down or bring to rest. Okay, so to bring down the King of Cups. We know the King of Cups is the diddler. bring down the King of Cups over this money, this offer, this agreement. Y'all, do not be surprised, because Ace of Pentacles represents large amounts of money and also major commitments, contracts, things of that nature. Do not be surprised if Lou allegedly turns over business documents between her and Puff, and the feds and Homeland Security say, hey, we got, a warrant to go into her offices and take this information. And they start finding information in her documents that will bring this tower moment over the situation with this house. Because had it not been for the house and the company that actually has ownership of Puffy's house, we wouldn't have even known that these two situations existed at the same time. Now, I don't know if the company was created after he bought the house and then his home was signed over to the company, or if the company was created before they bought the house and they just put it under the holding company. What I'm confused about is, why would a man who's been in business so long put his house in a holding company with his management when he has grown children, and he could have did the same thing but with his children and had it like a trust? It doesn't seem smart. But if this is a man who is constantly inebriated, maybe it wasn't signed under the best judgment. Okay? So we got the Knight of Swords here. Knight of Swords falling under the Tower. That's showing me that, the messages of what was happening at the house, the feds and Homeland Security at the house spread like wildfire. And when those messages came, it was like there was an offer that came in very swiftly. What was this offer? Because remember, this lady is here at the house guarding and barricading the door with ankhs. I just told y'all the history of the ankh. What was this offer? Y'all look. She had to spring into action due to this hangman. Remember I said the connection between him, this young girl, this Rose. Here's that offer. It was an unrequited offer due to this heavy betrayal. Man, this is crazy. It's crazy to see that somebody is this reckless and messed up. Five of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. This Five of Cups. Shame, remorse, guilt, regret. These tombstones for me represent the fallen, okay? Those who didn't make it. And as you can see, these cloaked people standing behind these tombstones are holding what? Roses. Remember I said, must protect the order. See, they didn't put the roses in front of the tombstones to let you know that the roses passed away. No, that's like a going out of business sale right here. We're going to mourn the old system perishing, but we're removing the roses because we're not in proper standing with law enforcement. Y'all, there is a tug of war going on right now. Even in the fraternal orders, there's a fight between light and dark. good and evil. The whole entire infrastructure of how this is working out is a spiritual battle. Y'all, Two of Cups and that Fool. Didn't I tell y'all the raids did not get what they wanted to get. It got enough to hold him on whatever it was that they needed to hold Puffy to get him out of the public, to take him away from whatever it was that they figured that he was doing. But there is certain type of evidence that was not there, y'all, and I feel like Puffy's son Christian not being that smart is a blessing, because we need to go back and reevaluate that track that he made dissing the FBI. Yes, we all know that it was ridiculous. You know, the feds are not to be played with. But he made some comments about, you hit this house, but we move, the stuff next door. Y'all. What if the stuff that they moved next door were the roses? And that's what they were actually looking for. Living evidence, allegedly. Think we might be on to something here. The woman here mourning the fallen, the cloaked people, the people you'll never see, the actual powers that be, the ones who are a part of the order, move the roses. Now you look at this lady, I just said, to the public, she looks like a painter, a creator, but she does alchemy, okay? That paintbrush going into whatever this is in this jar, it's like the overlay for the underplay. This is the job I have on paper. This is the job I actually have. But one hand, one hand lotions the other, one hand scratches the other's back. So it's almost like it's the entertainment is the perfect roost. It's the perfect front to have things in transit. It's one of the easiest ways. So we got the King of Pentacles and the Hermit. So Hermit in reverse, okay? So for the longest, they allowed him to, walk around, to be free, to continue to revel in what he was doing, to keep up appearances, because they knew that they had already started to do things with the money, as far as the investigations into the money, possibly even limited his access to his accounts. I would not be surprised if during that time that they limited access to certain things, he trusted Lou to possibly handle things for him so business could still be taken care of. And this was just like the perfect segue to signing things over. Six of Wands. Yeah, everything was under the guise to help him move forward towards victory. But the move forward towards victory falls under the King of Swords. Y'all, baby, listen. Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And I want y'all to pay attention. This is a woman, okay? Schoolgirl woman who was leading the pack. And this woman, get out of here. This woman is holding the Ankh. This is the same woman with the Ankh. This woman is holding the Ankh, okay? So she's in what appears to be like a downtown district, the nightlife area, which would be considered entertainment, but she's holding an Ankh in each hand and she's guiding these women, okay? We don't know where she's guiding them to, but she's guiding these women. Oh, Lou, baby, you didn't know they saw you. They saw you. They're connecting the dots on you, Lou. Yeah, Nine of Swords. And see, this is heavy anxiety, worry, panic even, because you don't know, what's going to happen due to the agreements, the paperwork, whatever the documents are that they find. And that's putting a heavy burden on her. Ace of Cups, Eight of Wands. So you see that this cup is full of blood, okay? Which means things had to be sacrificed for the things that you love and your wish fulfillment. But those same things will have to be sacrificed, and it's coming about fast when these messages came through about the raid on the house. You knew at that point, hey, I got to protect, barricade, get rid of, do whatever I have to do to protect myself, because this was something that they didn't see coming. Yep, put the weight of the world on their shoulders. Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. There's a lot of internal fighting right now in the industry. People are really nervous. They're scared. Everybody's trying to figure out how to remove themselves in some kind of way. Six of Pentacles. They couldn't have given a better, accurate description. You see this woman who's willing to do anything, compromise her patient so that she can receive whatever she needs to receive. Six of Pentacles is unearned income. This is, money you make in the street, money under the table, money that's not taxable, okay? Now, if this person is supposed to be helping and healing someone, they're supposed to be assisting those that need ailment. And I want y'all to think about, those sessions, the FO sessions where they lasted for days. And remember, people had to be on these drips. They had to be on these IVs. And this falls under the Fool. Remember I told you that Fool was the poor virginal girl, the young girl, even if she had a little spice to her, she was a novice in this arena. It was like, yeah, come on with me, a bad boy, it's gonna be fun, let's turn up. And then boom, you end up with this IV in your arm. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Look at this big old moon, this secret. Honey, this feels like she may have even comforted some of these girls. Listen to some of these accounts, okay? But what they didn't know is that she's a part of the machine. She's not going to dismantle it to, help anyone. But at the same token, she's not going down with the Titanic. like I said, she's not going down with the Titanic. And this is falling under the Five of Cups and the Page of Cups. Disarray, disgrace, sadness, shame, feeling sorry all of a sudden. It's like her intuition had told her about linking up and working with him. But you know, one thing's for certain and two things are for sure. When people are so accustomed to being greedy, greed always overrides common sense. And this is how she ended up in this situation with the world. Look at that. See this big old beautiful house? Three of Cups. This also looks like Diddy's courtyard. The parties, the, turn up. All the things that happens at Diddy's house ends up being the straw that breaks the camel's back. Everything that brings everything to a total close, to an end for good old Lucifer Taylor, better known to the industry as Lou Taylor. Yep. See this? The Star and the Three of Cups. Welcome to Hollywood. You have now stepped into the belly of the beast. Drink up. And if you don't remember what happened tomorrow, don't worry about it. We've all had nights like that. Allegedly. Jeez. So I'm going to end this here because, baby, when I tell you the energy is heavy, it's like, having everything under control, thinking you got everything under your thumb, everything's under lock and key. We've always had control over everything. Don't worry about it. I'll make a phone call. But, baby, this time around, there's no phone call to be made because once Homeland Security got involved in this, whoever you used to make those phone calls to, they're no longer going through. There's no more help for you. There's no more looking the other way. It's just make sure your paperwork and your story line up. And are you prepared to go before a grand jury? Yeah. I don't know if this is part 8, part 9. I think this is part 9, which is telling in itself. 9 literally in numerology is the number of the humanitarian and the number of closure. That in itself says that it will be a humanitarian effort to bring closure to a situation that all started years ago, partying with Diddy. Next year is the year of 9, which is also the year of closure. That's why so many people are being exposed right now. One thing none of us can outrun and will ever beat is the hand of God and divine timing. Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides of the highest heavenly order, please close the portal. Take all this energy and information with you. Keep this energy out of my house. Many blessings to everyone who watched. My God. Just know God has the only all-seeing eye, and the only hand that can reach out and touch any and everyone, no matter how high or how low. Yeah. This reading is adjourned. Talk to y'all soon.